This one's going to be a little different as an example of how they're trying to dumb down our culture. For instance, San Francisco has just instituted new policies for terminology for convicted felons and so forth and so on. One of the main ones being convicted felons are now to be deemed as justice-involved person.
Well, that's just dumb.
I understand the maybe social justice need to dumb down our language, but convicted felon is a perfect terminology. You're not supposed to be put on a pedestal because you've broken the law. As a matter of fact, it should quite literally be as embarrassing as possible. Number 2, parolee. Person under supervision.
Someone who needs a babysitter.
That might be phonetically accurate, I suppose would be the term. But what freaking difference does it make? You broke the law, in other words, you have to have somebody babysit you to make sure you do the right things. And juvenile offender. Young person impacted by the justice system.
Young person who's impacted themselves by the justice system.
What the hell? It would appear that these people want to put the criminals on the same level as the people who they've committed crimes against. According to the San Francisco Chronicle, as an explanation, we don't want people to be forever labeled for the worst things that they have done. This leads back to an idea that I had not too long ago to deal with people who are repeat offenders with alcohol and vehicles. They should be made to drive around with embarrassing pink polka dots on their car so that they have to suffer some public embarrassment so they're not stupid enough to risk your life, my life, and their own life through their own irresponsibility. And if they were publicly embarrassed by their actions, just maybe they wouldn't do it again. Let me tell you something about the concept of social justice. It's all about control. In order to control the population, they want to control our speech. And in doing so, the policies that they institute to lead us in the direction they want to take us will be taboo. You won't be able to discuss it because there won't be any terminologies for it, at least wise left in our speech that we're all used to be able to exercise. It's all about control, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a hell of a lot more to this story, if only people were willing to open their eyes and actually look into it. We're willing to gloss over the mistakes of the past. Then there are no benefits to learning from those mistakes. The reality of what they're doing in San Francisco is making it more easy or easier for people to reoffend, because they have taken the offensiveness, something that's part of rehabilitation, out of the equation. Here's the reality of the situation. If you have committed a felony, it more than likely wasn't a mistake. You knew what you were doing before you did it. And if you're a responsible member of society, you should be willing to accept the consequences therein. If you don't like the term felon, then don't become one. In review, ladies and gentlemen, the whole concept of political correctness and social justice, just to name a few, is all about control. And when you willingly submit to it, you're giving away control of your freedom, control of your life to someone else who thinks they know better. And I, for one, in this country, and from what I understand the way it should operate, am totally not prepared to do that. Are you? And this is for a certain someone out there. To quote Governor Mike Huckabee, no one can claim righteousness until they have admitted their sin. No one can claim to be reformed unless they've admitted they've done wrong.
And unless you're willing to drag out your crooked finger and point and laugh and say how stupid it is, they win.